Hey, back again everybody, and this is Pickups Video 2, gonna show that vintage computer. Anyways, man, I'd gone to Bull Head and found this warehouse size places, and this guy's using the entire length of the warehouse, and I don't know who exactly runs it, if it was his parents or not. I didn't ask. This was one of those situations to where at first he was kind of being a problem about picking this up, as in he showed it to me. I was interested, but at first he wasn't going to sell it to me because he had it on a eBay or whatever auction site, which that immediately ticked me off. It's like, dude, why'd you even bother to show it to me if you're not even going to sell it to somebody that's in your store? So anyways, man, while I was looking at it, he'd gotten a phone call, and I guess he called his boss or whatever, parents or whoever runs the stores. He was just a worker bee, and said okay to $20. And you guys are gonna have your minds blown, is I was not gonna leave without this. No friggin' way was I gonna leave without this. I was ready to start an argument. Computer was a boxed Commodore 64, and as you can see, the box isn't exactly what you'd call beautiful, but it's on the inside what counts. This is where I was just in total awe and shock at the same time on how I could find this, let alone find one in this condition in my area. As the last one I saw was at a thrift store, and it was trashed. I didn't even bother to pick it up for parts. It was just, everything about it was beat up. And didn't get any software or games with it. I called up my buddy Jim, as he had posted a Commodore cartridge on Craigslist. So when I called him up, he said, I don't have it anymore, but it went to the video game lady that she's got a store opened up real close to where I live. So went over there and she had it for sale, so I picked that up for $5. So I'll show that last. It's not a game or anything. It's kind of you know, I'll just give you the name of it now and then I'll show it to you later. It's a music composer. Really basic music program, but it let me know that the thing works, as the system works as good as it looks. Anyways, probably going to give away the appearance before I even show it to you, as I'm going to show you all the parts first. Switch box, mint condition, never used, still has a sticker on it. Now, note to collectors that didn't have this kind of stuff back in the day, even if you get one of these, man, and it's brand new, go to Radio Shack or wherever and get yourself one of those little direct connects, so you can just run it straight to your TV and not use this. These are crap. I've had enough game systems and stuff from back in the day, and now every time I had to use one of these, they would eventually start to wear out, as that's just a contact type thing there when you switch it from game to TV, and it just wears out to where it doesn't make good contact, and then you'll get all the static and crap, or you'll be messing with it and won't be able to get a picture, because it'll weaken the hell out of the signal. So once again, direct connect. Original RF cable. This was in a bag, still sealed. Anybody figuring out why the hell I was not going to leave yet? Now I'll probably definitely give this away on the condition. Power supply, brand new, never used. Or maybe once to turn it on, man, but I'm thinking never used, because it was still all tied up like it was just brand new. Let's set this aside here. Another thing, son of a bitch is heavy, man. I'd forgotten how heavy my Commodore computer was, because I had a 128 when I was a kid, man. Everything about it was heavy, as these things are made really well, real rugged. No matter how hard I tried, never have enough room. Anyways, Commodore 64, mint condition. There is not a scratch or mark of any kind on it. Say, man, I don't think this was ever used. I'm thinking somebody got this and their kid didn't appreciate it, or maybe it came from a store to where it was overstock and they just set one aside and never got used. I don't know, man. And when you find stuff like this, brand new, you just don't know. Because, man, everybody I knew, including me, that got any kind of retro computer back in the day, Commodore, Atari, or whatever, you used it. Because these suckers at first, man, weren't cheap. I think this originally went for about $600 when it first came out, and then they knocked it down to like $300 or $250 or something, which still was pretty pricey back in the day. As you can see there, man, just awesome condition. The only thing I got to do is take off the sticker here and then that sticker and glue it back on. The backing, just from it sitting around, is starting to come off, so it doesn't stick real good, but not to the point where it's busted, man. It's just needing to be stuck back on better. Bottom of it here, that sticker doesn't have a single scratch on it. All the little rubberized feet are still perfect. And something to point out here to anybody that finds one of these loose without the book or any instructions, it doesn't explain what's on the back of it here on the system itself. It does on the box though. But on the side, got two controller ports there, and they did make joysticks and paddles and stuff strictly for Commodore. It's in Commodore brand, but you can also use anything that you can use on an Atari 2600 on this. Then power switch, that's where you plug in the power supply. Game or program cartridge slot, and something I'm going to point out, just tell you what it is right off the bat. I didn't know they had it. I don't know if it ever got released or not, man, because I'd swear I would have heard around it, that worked. Heard about it since I had a Commodore back in the day and had it long enough to know new stuff coming out. But they had a voice synthesis type thing, kind of like IntelliVoice, that you can plug into this, and then you plug a cartridge into that to where you get the voices. As I don't think this was like the 128. There were some games, which the only one I had that had voices in it was Impossible Mission, but I don't think they had it for this. I think that was a 128 version game. So anyways, I'll show you a picture of it, as I got a little fold out that shows all the stuff you can get for it and names off some of the software in games. Anyways, next to that, channel select switch, RF out. Something that I really question if I want to do it or not, because this thing's mint. I hate to do any modifications to it. If it was scratched up and stuff, then yeah, I'd go for it, man, because it would just be making something better. But brand new, I don't think I'm going to do it. RF out, as this thing has composite video, and it's only mono sound. Saw a guy that did a video here on YouTube that was showing the mod, and he put the AV jacks right there. There's just enough room behind that spot for them to stick out and not get in the way of anything. So cool. And then next to that's where you'd hook up your printer cable or disk drive or tape drive cable, and then this is just for expansion or whatever. So show you what else I got with it. The original warranty. Never filled it out, never sent it in. This just has a bit in it because of how they had it in the box, but Original user guide, mint condition just like the system. And this is the fold out here, just showing some of the stuff like the disk drive and the printer and whatnot. So I'll find this picture here. I recommend you guys going full screen if you're not already, because it's a pretty small picture of it. Get this unfolded without dropping the damn Commodore. Anyways, I say I'm guessing it's like IntelliVoice, or I may be wrong, because they're showing it with the cartridge that I picked up, Music Composer, but it's the Magic Voice Speech module. And right there in the corner there, and aim to the corner is where you plug it into the system, and then just behind that part facing upward is the cartridge slot. And it doesn't look big enough to have a speaker on it, so I don't think the voice sound would come out of that. I think it would be more like the one for the Intellivision to where it comes out of the TV. So, if any of you that grew up with Commodore 64 or any kind of Commodore like me and is familiar with stuff and heard about that being released, let me know, man, because I want to look for that. Got another thing here. Get more out of your Commodore computer. This is the send away for Commodore Power Play magazine. Just like the box for the computer, man, this box is in pretty crap shape. And it's one of those types, you pop it into the system, turn it on, and it comes up with like, select what instruments you want to use, and you can save it to tape or whatever, and write just short little MIDI style music programs, and probably really short ones, which is more just melody. As it does have it to where you can change out instruments or whatever, and here, like, I think either, let's see what it says here. That doesn't say. Plays Mozart or Beethoven or whatever, man, on the test type song, but you can change out the instruments in it. So, this out of here. Carts, I'd say, are pretty much about the same size as the ones for the Atari computers. So there it is there. Shaped like a 2600 cart, just smaller. Yeah, mint condition pretty much. Same as the book. Sucker back in the box so I don't drop it. Anyways, when I post this, look in the description, guys and gals, for anybody that has a Commodore, any type of Commodore. Just like the Atari computer, I'll give a link to a website that, as far as I'm concerned, has downloads in PDF format for every frickin' book that ever came out for this thing. All the manuals, books, whatever, man. I've gotten about halfway through the collection that this person has posted, and I'm up to about 800 megabytes in PDF files and still got halfway to go, man. Just tons of books. Some of them are going to be similar, so they're all pretty small files, maybe 30, 40 megabytes at most for one book, depending on how many pages. So either if you recognize certain ones, get those. If you're like me and can't remember or didn't have that many books as I didn't back in the day, get them all and then just go through them, because there's going to be some that are just like others, as a lot of them copied each other on different things you can do on this. So I will leave that link in the description. This is definitely, out of all the pickups for retro stuff, this has got to be the best, man. this is the first totally mint system that I have found. And other than the box being in somewhat bad shape, which good luck on finding one in perfect shape. I mean, these suckers came out in '82, so it's gonna be a little worn, but to find the system in mint condition, never used, that's just unbelievable. So, have a good one, everybody. Not gonna make this a long vid. Catch y'all later.